The following podcast contains real reviews and the ridiculous reactions of two would-be oracles of the internet. The opinions expressed and presented are mere musings, so please humor their hijinks with a laugh and not by taking anything they say seriously. Seriously.
How do you start these freaking things? Hello and welcome to ReviewParty.com. I'm Brent.
I am Matt.
And we are in jovial spirits today because we're going to tell you about our podcast that we do every week right here on the internet. It's about the internet. It's about reviews on the internet. You've read them. You've trusted them. You've laughed at them. And we're here to sort of do all that in a heightened state. I've been doing methamphetamines for about 36 hours straight, just as much as I can fit in my orifices.
I've just been eating dog kibble a lot. Makes me feel like a good boy.
Right. And if you believe it or not, Matt's kind of in the control state of the experiment right now. Yeah. That's sort of our baseline. We were on the horse Gatorade for a while, but it just had a bad aftertaste.
Ugh. Yeah.
I find that dog kibble just is real smooth with a lot of stuff. Is there anything else they got to know about our podcast?
It's a good time. Reviews from all over the internet. Just here, read for your pleasure.
Amazon, Kohl's, Google, Yelp, Kohls.com, Target.com, Kmart.com. I was trying to think of another defunct business. Shopko.com.
Oh, no.
Went to Shopko Optical. Had a wonderful time. It's great. That Shopko Optical. Imagine if you had like a cyst on you that like fell off and started living its own life, and then you died, and the cyst continued to be successful. That Shopko Optical.
That paints a haunting picture. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll read a haunting review. Actually, I don't even know. Anyway, Amazon, Uno Casa Pie Iron Sandwich Maker, Japanese sandwich maker with recipe book, durable campfire cooking equipment for grilled pies, heavy duty cast iron outdoor camping adventures. Us in the Midwest, at least, would call this a pudgy pie maker.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna say grilled pies. What you doing there, bud? Wild stuff.
Yeah, it's like a small bread-sized cast iron case on a stick that you put over the campfire to make various treats.
Yum, yum.
Before I say my default pudgy pie filling, what when you think of a pudgy pie, what do you think of?
So these are sweet ones, yes?
Or sweet or savory, definitely.
Okay.
I think
if it's a sweet pudgy pie, I'm thinking the sucker's cherry, nothing else. If it's savory, it's probably like ground beef and potatoes. Maybe a little cheese in there.
Wow, that sounds good.
Or like a leeking onion or something.
Wow, you're doing it fancy down in Illinois. In my mind, white bread, a squirt of marinara, a bunch of pepperonis, a bunch of cheese, squirt of marinara, white bread. Boom. Pizza pudgy pie.
Okay. I'm more imagining what we've got going on. Yeah. That's a classic, like, summer day camp pudgy pie is the pizza.
Yeah. My cousins tried to do a hot dog one where they put ketchup and hot dog in there.
Oh.
I wasn't touching it, but yeah, even they said it was foul. I want to make a nice like actual pie one in there now with the stew. That sounds so good. Anyway, campfire paninis is what we're talking about, but Ryan is here to give us the real deal on these. Great design / build, however, maintenance manufacturer flaw. This is built strong. The most noticeable part is the rods that are sturdy and do not bend. The cast iron is great too. However, there is one thing I immediately noticed that was a bummer. There appears to be a manufacturer or design flaw where the two cooking plates don't hot tight enough. That's a typo, I'm guessing, but I'm not sure what he meant to say. Don't hold tight enough, maybe. I can squeeze them together if I try. The issue appears to be how the hinge was forged. Unfortunately, this allowed coals, ash, and other such fire elements to get inside, or at least, very least, stick in the crack and make a mess when you open it up. Unfortunately, if I try it to let people know, then it won't be unused anymore. Oh, so he hasn't even tried it. In case he wants to return it, I'll be reaching out to Uno Costa to see what they say. Don't know if all of them are like this or if I got a misformed dud 3 stars.
Okay, yeah, I see. So they don't hit, I'm guessing is the word he's going for. It doesn't close flush. This clamshell's got a bit of a gap too.
Yes, there's a little gap. He sent pictures and I can... Okay, this might be the best picture, but to me, you can't see through it. It looks like there's a seal on the inside, even though the outside isn't sealing.
Yeah, that's a pretty heavy-duty looking little maker. Other than the gap.
Yeah, nice cast iron as far as I can tell.
But yeah, this isn't the warm comforts of the panini grill in your kitchen. We're throwing this sucker into a fire.
You're getting a little rugged. And
ash and soot and all matter of particulate carcinogens could just creep in there and have a little party in your pudgy pie. And then kill you years later.
Instantly, you could spark flame.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Too much moonshine, and then you take a bit of ash down the throat. You'll combust.
I feel like you got to try it, man. He's making all these claims about these pudged pies, and he hasn't even put cast iron to flame.
Yeah, You do need to try it. I think they ought to honor. You try it once, it doesn't work. They ought to honor that.
Yeah, and like how much of a mess you gonna make? That you can't hose this. I feel like if you make one pudged pie and then hose this sucker off, it's as good as new.
It's cast iron. No one's gonna know.
No one's
Rub
gonna know.
Rub a little oil on that sucker. It's good as new.
Cool that off. Squirt it dip it in the pond. Give it a little swirl around.
It's fine. It's fine.
Amazon won't know the difference, brother.
With the state of some of the things that have been returned and then resold, I don't think they're gonna know.
I've been sent crazy things by Amazon. Just like underwear unpacked. Like, come on.
Oh no. Yeah, if they could take used underwear and resell it, then there's no way they're going to be like, I smell a pudgy pie that was been cooked in here. No. If they can't smell rank used undies, they'll never know.
Plus, I guess one last thing before we move on, like how deep you dip in your little cast iron pie maker into the freaking ash, man.
Yeah, usually you want to push a log aside and then you just take some coals and you set it right on the top of the coals. You're not like, dunking it in there, fishing it around.
Using it as a little shovel to make a little like trap spider pit to like or submerge it within.
If you got that much going on in your fire pit, maybe clean that thing out every now and then.
I'm guessing, I don't know. This is a pretty well-reviewed product. It looks like a pretty solid one to me. I don't know if I'd take this fellow's word for it.
Yeah, I think I'd test it out at least once.
That seems a little selfish to me. You know, you're withholding the true nature of the product from the world here. Oh man, I made the mistake of scrolling through these pictures. Someone made like a cinnamon toast raspberry cream filled pudgy pie. Craziness. Do you have a review?
Yeah, I've got a trio of reviews actually that was sent to us to our email at reviewparty.com. reviewbirdie.com@gmail.com. This was sent by Jacob Kihas, friend of the show. Friend of mankind by now, Jacob. Friend of festivals. This is an Amazon review for the Coyote Vest. Coyote Vest, Spike Vest, Dog Harness Vest for small dogs, reflective dog vest with spikes to shield your pet from coyotes, raptor and animal attacks, anti-hawk vest made in USA. I unfortunately have to assume that they mean raptor as in birds of prey.
Yes, dude.
Which it's sick whenever they get referred to as such. But for anybody who's out there and is unfamiliar with our campy outdoorsman boys, our lingo, raptors is a bird of prey.
But I mean, if you're gonna have your dog fight a Jurassic Park raptor, this is probably as good as you're gonna get.
Yeah. Let me send you a picture of these things. Pretty rad. Pretty radical.
Yeah, I've seen these before. This one's, I like that it's a little cute. Like, it doesn't look over, it looks about as aggressive as it has to. It's actually, they're trying to make it a little cute.
Yeah, this is stylish.
Yeah, it's not like my dog wears spikes because he's mean and will kill you. It's like, oh, my dog doesn't want to get taken by a bird of prey.
Yes. Well, here's a review from Coral S. Coral titles their review, Traumatized, My Dog Hates This Vest. And Coral writes, My dog hates this vest so much that she now prefers to pee inside in the nights so she doesn't have to wear it. I've only been using it in the nights. I've tried giving treats and encouragement. Nothing helps. It fits her good, but slides to the sides on her a bit when she walks, and the neck area is too wide for her. She's used to being dressed, so I never thought this vest would be an issue. The spikes don't cover the front of the neck, which is a top attack area for predators. Because of all these observations, the peace of mind is not much for me. Her reluctantly to wear it has become a nightmare since she hides away from me. I guess she sees me as the vest monster. I hate that she's traumatized by this vest. The only pros are that it's lightweight, good and strong fabric, and it's true to size. I kept trying to make it work, but I grew to hate this vest too. So sad I kept on trying because the return window has passed, but I really wanted it to work. 2 stars.
This may be a sort of Benjamin Franklin or Thomas Edison, whoever said that thing where you try the same thing over and over and expect different results.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dog training's very weird, because you're always training your dog. And you start getting bad energy about this vest, they're going to pick up on that in ways you can't even begin to understand.
Yeah, man. Dogs.
Mm-hmm. And,
tricks.
It's I hate that she blames the vest. It feels like you just got to really go about training for this vest a different way. Give them lots of rewards when they put on the vest and they're good with it.
Gotta make it fun.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. Make it a vest party. Maybe you get a little vest that you put on too, and they put it on, and that vest always has treats in it. Then all of a sudden they're fired up.
Yeah, see the vest, they're like, that's not a monster, that's the good thing. These are the good times we're in right now.
Right. Line the whole vest with peanut butter. See that little sucker is going to be all over it. I can't help but feel like maybe your dog would be better off with just the collar, just a vest that didn't have the collar. It just seems like a solvable problem.
Yeah, I think so. Here's a review from Marie Ranney. She titles her review Protective, and this one is in the color Texas Tan, which, wow. The first one was just turquoise. I don't know why turquoise doesn't have a fun, cute name.
Totalitarian turquoise.
Yeah. So here's Marie's Protective. It's good to know my little dog is safe. She tends to stay with me when we go out, but it's nice to have that extra layer of security. Also, I get comments that she looks like a biker or a puck rocker when she's wearing it. Up to you if that's a good thing, a bad thing, or just a thing. She seems comfortable in it. 4 stars.
Yeah, I think your dog is allowed to look like a punk rocker.
I think I could hazard to say that that's a good thing.
If anyone's gonna have not much like political baggage with their punk rock look, it's a little puppy dog. You know?
Unless like you're the dad from the I Wanna Rock video, I think you're gonna be fine if someone says, "Ooh, your dog looks like a punk rocker."
Right, and it's so funny.
Excuse me? No.
A little dog thing, and I got a big dog, a Saint Bernard, so he's like, you know, everything we do to dress him up is to cuten him up because people are so scared of him just because of his size. And he's the biggest sweetheart on the planet. So we're like, my wife's like, he's getting bows. He's getting friggin' little handkerchiefs. He's getting
elephant
purple
ears.
and pink. Oh yeah, little puppy. She tells the groomer to keep his puppy ears, so to speak. The little fuzzy fro stuff that like Labradors and stuff get on their ears. That sort of frames their face. Yeah, he's got those, so he looks extra cute. So no one will think he's a big scary guy. My dog puts on these spikes. All of a sudden, he looks like a hellhound.
Oh dear Lord! Go to the other side of the street.
Which I believe traditionally is, you know, any kind of dog can be a farm dog, a livestock guardian dog for sure. It doesn't take a big dog to know how to look up at the sky and bark at birds and stuff. But traditionally, you'd get a big old, like, I don't know, Turkish Baz Shepherd, those monster dogs, and they'd be all spiked up. So when coyotes come at the farm animals, they got that extra beef. Yeah. It's pretty punk rock, if you ask me.
Pretty punk rock. That's what punk rock is. I got one more here. I like it mostly for the picture, because their review is very repetitive of what they title it. This is from Sandy S. Sandy titles her review, "Under neck area is too thick, preventing bend down to eat, lick, or chew." And Sandy writes, "The neck area is too thick and makes it impossible to bend her neck down to eat or chew or lick." She switched the order on me there. 1 star. But really, the kicker is the picture.
I'm looking at the pictures they supplied, and it isn't so much a neck area as it is a chest brace.
Bit of a chest front area.
It's supposed to like wrap around. Yeah, it looks like that fitment is much too small for that poor cat that they're strapped up in.
That's got to be the coolest picture of a cat I've seen in some time, though.
He is very chill with it and pulling it off. I just feel bad because that's probably uncomfortable for the little
it looks
fella.
a little tight. He's a swole cat.
Yeah, that's a XX small. Probably an X small would hit just right. Oh, poor Sandy, come on.
Treat your cat better.
Yeah, your cat could have been looking so fine with it. He's looking a little disgruntled at you. He's got it sort of like a cover of an album wrapper sort of look.
Yeah.
Looking at this lady. And he's not doing the Ice Cube "Today Was a Good Day." He's doing the Ice Cube cop killer look. Well, would you get one of these for your pet, Matt?
Yeah, I think I would. Why not?
I think
if I were
so
in an area where coyote or bird attacks were something to be concerned with.
Actually, where my wife lives, there's friggin' coyote and bear sightings all the time, so maybe. But my dog's such an inside dog. We're never out. He's never out without us, so. And you know me, I can punch a coyote anytime on sight, bro. Mm-hmm. Me, I don't need spikes to fuck you mess with a coyote. Welcome to the gun show, coyote. I would simply Johnny Bravo flex at the predator and then, assert my dominance and they would leave quietly. Mm-hmm. Or else they'd have to deal with this. Okay, we're going to take a break, huh?
All right.
Eat some pudgy pies, fight some birds of prey.
Take a trip with me and tell me what you see. Staying Hey everybody, thank you for listening to our lovely little podcast. If you'd like to go above and beyond in supporting our show, or have the most fabulous conversation starter since sliced bread, go to reviewparty.com. Click on shop and explore some fabulous t-shirt designs.
Where's your favorite place to wear a t-shirt?
On my body.
Mine is at the store.
That is a good place to wear a t-shirt. Reviewparty.com. Click shop.
Why stop there?
Don't stop now.
Don't stop me now, because I'm buying a t-shirt. I'm buying a shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second half of the episode, and welcome to... Oh, wait, I've got props. Thanks, Abby. That was the sound of paper, as in a newspaper, as in where you find your dear Abby.
Yeah, in a few years, that's,
that sound
people
will be
listening
gone.
in the archive a few years from now. Yeah, what the fuck? Papyrus? Is that what you speak of?
Yeah, I saw that on that one ride at Epcot. They made a paper.
I'm talking about that on Reading Rainbow 2. Download the Rainbow.
Yeah. Thanks, Abby is the segment where I just take a bunch of pictures of the newspaper Dear Abby segment, because kind of like people leave their reviews online to help you. Abby's reviewing what people send to her. It's, I don't know, it feels close enough and it's fun. So let's go find some people's problems.
Abby's us if we were good at our jobs and actually like addressing people that wanted advice instead of just being unsolicited.
Yes. Strap in for this. We're starting out hot.
Ooh.
Dear Abby, my father was a terrible person. He was physically abusive to his wife and kids, and he sexually abused both of my sisters. He was a vicious bully who took every opportunity to humiliate his children and took pleasure in destroying things we worked hard for. No one in the family is sad that he's no longer with us. Most of us are happy to move on. One of my sisters, however, wants to have a big party to celebrate the 10th anniversary of his death. She envisions a celebratory dinner at a fancy restaurant, followed by a party at her house, complete with a contest for throwing darts at his picture. I don't miss our father any more than she does, and I understand her raw hatred of him, but I also don't have any interest in going to that kind of an event, nor do any of our other siblings. We think it's past time to move on, and celebrating his death is not moving on. My sister has made clear that if we don't attend, she will view it as not being supportive of her and won't ever speak to us again. What do you think about all this? Must the rest of us go to her event, or should we take a pass, knowing she most likely will cut us out of her life? Signed, Beyond That in Florida.
I'm curious to what Abby has to say, but I think the key word, the person, however they signed shish kebab in Florida or whatever, they said we just want to move on. I think that's so key. It's like, how much is this celebration of death or whatever you want to call it? Actually just giving life to the idea of him, you know?
Yeah, keeping it alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Abby writes, Dear Beyond That, you and your siblings are fortunate to have been able to move forward from the trauma you suffered at the hands of your father. Your sister obviously hasn't been so fortunate. She's wrong to threaten you with excommunication if you refuse her invitation to a death day party for the abuser. I hope none of you knuckle under. As a victim of abuse, she could use intensive counseling, and I hope at some point she'll reach out for it. The way she's headed now, she will soon isolate herself completely from the family.
Yeah. Counseling, therapy, that's key. I don't think it'd be heavy-handed to use this opportunity for an intervention and try and get some real positivity going, real positiveness going in their sister's life, you know?
Yeah, like, if this guy didn't celebrate what you did and always knocked it down a peg, why are you, I don't know, just celebrate what you've done with your lives since he's been gone.
And I don't even think a quiet family dinner or night out is out of the question. But the extremeness of it, it's just too much. It's just too much, right? I don't think it's good for her or anybody.
No. Dear Abby, I'm in an 8-month relationship with a man who is a sexy good dancer. I'm also a good dancer. My dilemma is he attracts a lot of female attention on the dance floor, and sometimes women aggressively come up and dance next to us, vying for his attention, which we usually ignore. Most of the time, I pay them no attention, but it sometimes affects our enjoyment because I get annoyed. He says he knows why I feel this way with some, and that I should deal with it however I'd like to. He doesn't actively pursue the advances, and I know we're in love, but I'd like your advice on how to handle it. I'm astonished at how some women ignore boundaries when you're obviously in a relationship. Men don't do this to me. Signed, Bothered in the West.
That's interesting. I'm not big on the whole dance club culture, so we should probably let Abby take this one.
Yeah, I don't know the club scene too much. Abby writes, Dear Bothered, your boyfriend is already doing his best to ignore the advances he receives. Unless you are ready to tell the hussies. Unless you're ready to tell the hussies, back off, honey, he's mine. Follow his lead. Yes, some women are aggressive, tasteless, and seemingly desperate. You can't change them, and neither can I. But you can change the way you react to a situation you can't control.
Yes. No, that's so true and so Buddhist of Abby, let me say. You can't change them, but you can change how you react to a situation. That's huge. That's the biggest that's like the biggest wisdom I try and, remember in my life, as tough as it is sometimes.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Abby. I'm trying to remember if this next one is one that I learned. I'll go to this one. Dear Abby, I am a mid-30s woman with a moderately successful career. I'm well known and respected by my supervisors and coworkers. I try hard to maintain a level of respect, professionalism, and integrity every day. However, there is one coworker whom I cannot stand. Just the sight of her makes my blood boil. I don't know why her existence drives me crazy. Any advice on how to deal with this without destroying my career? Diligent worker in New York.
She really needs to include some dirt. She really needs to include some dirt. If it's just on site, like you have an animal reaction, like a dog, someone coming into a dog's house they don't know them. Like you got to see a therapist about that. If it's, if they chew with their mouth open or you think they're kind of arrogant, that changes things completely.
Yeah. If they remind you of an ex in some way or a family member or a friend or enemy from your past.
They make jokes you don't think are funny. Like, give me anything to be on your side here, please.
It's so bizarre. Abby writes, Dear Diligent, I wish you had mentioned how closely you must work with this coworker.
Yes.
Keep in mind that the relationship you have with people in that office is a professional one rather than social. You don't have to like her. Interact with her as often as you must and keep your distance the rest of the time. And it shouldn't have a negative impact on your career.
Yeah, and anything beyond that, you just go talk to HR, right? Then the company will sort it for you.
Yeah.
Or they won't, and you can get mad about it.
Yeah, you can't just... When you're writing to Dear Abby, that's like last resort.
Yeah, man. I think the other people had pretty good cause to write complex emotional situations. Maybe the dance floor girl could have handled like maybe she was a little misguided, but I understand. This person's just like, I think she's stinky bitch. What should I do? Like, fucking get over it. Or like, I don't know, talk to HR. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, I think we'll wind things down with one more workplace Dear Abby. Dear Abby, the floor I work on has a cluster of offices surrounding a central kitchen area. 15 of us share the appliances, including a hot water reservoir with a tap. The building is old and has lead pipes, So a service brings in large plastic bottles for a water cooler. Usually, whoever arrives first in the morning fills the tank on the water heater from the cooler, and we all use it to make hot drinks during the day. I just found out that a new employee has been filling the tank from the contaminated tap. When I asked her about it, she said that the microplastics in the water jugs were more dangerous than the lead in the pipes. She's very committed to this idea and is not going to budge. I don't think this is right. I will heat my own water from now on, but how should I warn the others in the office? The source of our... The source of our tea water seems like a silly thing to start an office tiff over, but I also think people need to know their water is unsafe. Signed, Not Drinking in New York.
Does she not go to her fucking boss immediately? She's now stupider than the person who's putting the lead water in everyone. You're poisoning everyone.
Oh,
this
my
is
God.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's like being besties with Typhoid Mary. Be like, well, I'm just not gonna cook. I'm not gonna eat when Mary's on the line. She's picking in her butt. I'm not gonna touch that stuff.
Oh Lord, man. Hell, anyone. You have to have at least a dozen superiors you could go to with this shit.
And
oh my God.
At the very least, if you got some work besties, you tell them, be like, hey, get your own water, because everyone else is gonna drop dead.
I can look. I just imagine it like playing out like a horror movie in my mind, where I like go back in the office and see everyone drinking their teas, and I slapping it out of their hands. Like, stop it! Please run! Get out of here!
As their faces turn gray and their hair falls out.
Oh yeah! Oh my God! The fucking Terminator 2 apocalypse scene. But it's lead water.
Abby writes, Dear Not Drinking, I agree the employees in your office should know about this. At least they will be on notice about which poison they are consuming. Report this to HR or your employer so the announcement can come from on high and you can stay out of the line of fire.
Yep. Isn't this Workplace 101? Like, gripes go up.
Yeah, I think that's generally how it works.
You see something that's messed up in your office, like...
There's got to be some liaison or something.
Right. You can't go left to right. You can't go laterally with your gripes. You don't have authority to tell people what to do. But if something's messed up, like, people in the office do have authority, so go tell them. And hopefully they have had the training to mediate whatever situation arises. That's, I don't know, man. It's like, you learn that when you fucking work at McDonald's when you're 15. Like, please. Crazy sauce.
Yeah. Especially because you know it's going to repeat. Like, I remember I was at the office once and like a part-time worker like comes in part of the year for a certain time of year's tasks. He microwaved something with foil and he comes back to the lunch table and he's like, oh, it was sparking. And I was like,
no,
what? You put foil in the microwave? But that's generally just endangering himself and anyone near the microwave itself. Maybe the state of the building if the thing catches on fire. But that's very different than the silent killer that is lead in your water.
Yeah, right. Microwave exploding, that's someone get fired over
People
that.
They'll notice if the microwave is suddenly combusting.
But like lead in your water, that's like people find out when they're 60 and then there's lawsuits.
Yeah.
And 60's probably generous, unfortunately. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, the new intern gave everyone lead poisoning. Can you fucking imagine? I mean, at what point do you just deck the person?
I'd tackle him to the ground. You say what you've done.
Right. Rub their nose in it, man. And I'm trying to avoid the microplastics too, you know. I ain't trying to go down with that ice cream scoopa, the pet bottle in my brain. But geez Louise. And she didn't ask. as you found out, like, it's a nightmare. I don't want to live in society anymore, man.
Yeah, to walk into that kitchen and be like, you see them filling it from the bad tap. Oh, that would make my heart would stop.
Yeah, we filtered we put the hose, the intake hose of the air conditioner right up in the asbestos. It's just sort of in there.
What?
Right. Okay,
Thanks, Abby.
Thank you, Abby. What a great segment. Let's go to Fantasyland, Amazon.
Oh.
But a book review from there.
Okay.
The Catcher in the Rye by JD Salinger. According to Amazon, this came out in 2001.
Okay.
This here book. But actually, holy shit, that Amazon says it multiple times that this book came out in 2001. In the 40s, the 50s, this come out? 1951. Hey, I'm pretty good.
Nice.
English major here. I got a few reviews, a couple quick ones, sort of, I think, what you'd imagine. What I was looking for when I went looking for Catcher in the Rye reviews.
Mm-hmm.
And then a longer one that pleasantly surprised me. You want to hear from Coffee is Gross or Vic P first?
Ooh. Coffee is gross. Yeah.
Coffee is Gross. They title it Genuinely Don't Get It. Right. Putting this down for now for the second time in my life. First time, I was a kid. I remember all the fuss about it having curse words, and I thought it would be cool. Not sure where I left off the first time, but this time I got through around 40% and just couldn't go any further. I almost never put a book down unfinished, but I just couldn't take it anymore. I really don't understand the appeal of this book. 1 star.
Okay, wait. Coloring books is usually what you go for?
Usually I can get to the last page of the coloring book before I turn that sucker down.
Okay. Usually, I mean, people are all about reading this as a kid and thinking it's the coolest thing ever, and then rereading it as an adult and be like, whoa, kid me was on something, because I'm seeing it on a whole new level now.
Yep. Right. Yeah, it's very ethereal in that way, this book. It's a lot to a lot of different people.
How do you not, like, it's not boring. It is like, as you say, Fantasyland fulfillment. If you're a kid reading this, like, wow, this kid's running around, he's swearing, he's spending money, he's going to the park and seeing ducks and be like, yeah, man, where do they go in the winter? I don't know, but got my hat on, I'm feeling pretty good right now. Yeah.
To me, it was always just so reaffirming to, like, the dark, annoying thoughts, impulsive thoughts you have in your head. Like, oh, yeah, I'm not weird for being weirded out by things or having strong opinions in my brain. That's just sort of everybody.
For sure. The internal monologue part is, wow. Anybody could identify with bits and pieces of that.
Yeah, I think that's key. There's bits and pieces of old Holden in everybody. But Vicky P titles their review, Good for its day, but bad for today. Junior high reading slop. You're right. You always hear about this book and how it's associated with the John Lennon killing. I expected the depressed Holden to commit suicide by the end of it. The writing style for the time might have been top-notch, but by today's standards, it was repetitive garbage. 1 star.
Could any of the repetitions that are in there be, like, intentional or, like, character-driven?
Or, almost like themes, reoccurring themes in a story. I've heard pray tell of those.
Yeah, maybe that's supposed to affect you in some way.
Maybe rhythm in writing. I don't, sounds crazy. I know. It's usually it gets a little complicated for me when the numbers are in the coloring places. I sort of like the freeform better when they start putting those numbers in the little spaces. It's a little tough for me to figure out. an artist, doing different techniques within their book. No, they're supposed to just put a picture that's black and white on the page for me that I freaking color. Come on. Let's get I think we need a refreshment.
Please.
This review is from Tama. It's from Amazon Japan. I could have gave the real translation, but I think I just decided to do the Amazon translation. Give the real charm.
Yes.
There's a charm to it. The ending is moving. They title their review. I think it's a book that is elevated in a variety, I think it's a book that is evaluated in a variety of ways based on the age and sensitivities of the people who read it. I think this novel, which has multifaceted colors, has fascinated people for a long time. People who blush when they remember dangerous times of youth. People who project their current self onto the boy's sharp sensibility and sympathize with them. And people who project themselves onto this boy who wanders with the contradictions between anarchy and energy to pursue something. It was a difficult novel to evaluate for my single-celled brain. Even after reading it for a while, I couldn't really understand the meaning of the novel, and I was wondering why this book was so famous. I feel like I was able to really grasp the whole picture with the moving ending at the end. I think I'm glad I read it. The English in it isn't that difficult, but it seems like probably old youth language is being used quite a bit. You can also enjoy the atmosphere of New York, such as museums and Central Park. 5 stars.
Oh, yeah, there is some old youth language in it, isn't there? Like, doesn't he call things a gas? That's a gas. Or I had a real laugh at that.
Yeah. Well, the phony, the classic, calling everybody phonies, I think.
He's a phony.
And that book makes you fucking hate phonies, man.
Yeah. Yeah. If that theme gets repeated enough.
Yeah, man. White people don't say phonies anymore. They say performative motherfuckers. And I hate performative motherfuckers for sure, says the guy with the podcast.
Well, we're not performative.
We're performing.
Yeah.
That's so true. That's so true.
I think my favorite part of that review, there was a lot to like, but I think my favorite part was, I think I'm glad I read this book. Is that what it was? Did I get it right?
Yeah, that's exactly how they said it.
That is so like, yeah. You want to be a little bit like mixed up about it. You're still processing it.
So true. Yeah. I think that's key. That feeling of like being in processing with it, tangling with the material, right? Whereas it's like I love the MCU. You don't have that sort of complex think about it for days, weeks, months, like relationship with an Iron Man movie. No. It doesn't mess you up inside like that. And I think that's a really important piece of art and storytelling, is it's gotta make you confused in a way that you're struggling with words to even describe the confusion.
Yeah, it needs to challenge you either during or after the reading process. So yeah, I know there are books where certainly I know that I'm glad I read them at the end, but those are books where like just getting through it was challenging.
Yeah.
There's a book that was recommended by our friend Chris, the voice intro to this podcast, called If on a Winter's Night a Traveler. Like each chapter is split up. Half the time it's about you, the person reading the book. Literally, like it's written in, is it first person or second person? I don't know. It's about you reading the book, sitting down to read the book that you actually have in your hands. And it's like, oh yes, you creep up in the window and you sit down and you open If on a Winter's Night a Traveler and you turn the page and then you read however long a narrative chapter is, but it stops. And then you turn the page and it's you again wondering why the story stopped. So you go back to the bookstore and they're like, oh yeah, here's the book. And then you're like, yes, I get to finish the story. That was so cool. And you open it up and it's a completely different story in a different genre with a different style. And you're like, this is different, but it's also good. So you're going back and forth and it's like taxing and difficult to get through. But then you get through it and you're like, my God, that was such an adventure.
How about How about The Sound and the Fury? You ever read that one?
I haven't read The Sound and the Fury.
William Faulkner, that was the college professor showed me that guy, and I was like, this guy. It's kind of like what you would think English class in college is about. That's sort of how he writes it. But man, The Sound and Fury is crazy. It's a book. I'm pretty sure it switches narrator mid-sentence sometimes.
Dude.
Like, yeah, it's like a book about a family, and it's all their perspectives mixing, and it's just emotion and rawness. It's crazy.
I love that. Sounds like a book by Jose Saramago. Death with interruptions. Everybody stops dying as one country, but also there are no periods marking any sentence stops in the first half of the book. And it's like you only realize different people are talking when there's a different capital letter, and it says like, said the administrator of the army. Like, well, it's jumping. People are having dialogues. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Or go read The Count of Monte Cristo. How much suffering can one person go through, and how long can his revenge take? But when he gets it, and
And how about you? How about that feeling you feel after you read the 1984 for the first time?
Such high highs, such low lows.
Yeah, I've never, like, it's probably so cliche, but I've never just been more, not depressed, like melancholic for like, I feel like a month after I read that book. Yeah,
that one is, I would say, I think I'm glad I read it.
Yeah,
I know definitely. I am, because of how it actually affects me. I get jazzed up how much it affects me.
I'm so jazzed about that scene with the rat. Got me really stoked.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I think that's how we should end Review Party, huh?
I think I'm glad that's where we're ending.
Yeah, I think so too. That's Review Party. I hope you had a great time. Thank you for making it to the end of the episode. You are now a real one if you weren't before. Welcome to the club. The real ones, you all know. New episodes every Tuesday. #Tuesday Reviews Day. We got them sitting there in your preferred podcast purveyor, ready for you to go. If you'd like to send in some funny reviews for us to be funny over, like Jacob did, thank you, my man.
Thank you.
We would love to have them. Send them to reviewparty.com@gmail.com. That's right. And include your name or moniker, hyperlink, screenshot to the review, all that good stuff. And we'd love to feature it.
You can also reach out to us on social media at reviewparty.com on Instagram and TikTok, or at reviewpartypod on Twitter/X. You can also find more of our content on YouTube. You can find reviews that we've written on Letterboxd. Or you can go to our website, reviewparty.com, to read some blog posts, browse the shop, look at the Baloo, find a new listening platform, or click on the friends and family page and learn about our friends who have a cool band with cool music.
What about them? The Nosebleeds. Drop the Nosebleeds. Let us use their song Bread for Breakfast. They're a great indie band from Wisconsin. And if you want to support them, listen more of their good tunes, you can check them out on Spotify is one place. Just look up Nosebleeds. That's one word. The end of the episode. So I got a review. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, all that shit. Whatever button it is on whatever podcast thingy, you can do it. Let's see. I like this one. From Amazon, we got a review for Wild Harvest Fruit Kebabs for Birds, 6 count, made with real carrot, cherry, cranberry with edible skewer. 0.5 ounce pack of 6. Cute little bird treats here. Amazon customer titles theirs Bird Treat. They write, our birds didn't like these as much as I thought they would. 5 stars.
You need to talk to those birds, man. High expectations.